Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the life of my father, Gary Kollarus. We feel so lucky to have you here to honor a person who deeply touched our lives. We are so grateful for your love and support these last 2 months. Your words of comfort have kept us going. I hope that in sharing a few qualities that made him so special and a few memories that were so cherished, I will capture his essence for those who are not connected to him in the same way. From as far back as I can remember, I thought my dad was the epitome of cool. His laughter was infectious, and his unique charisma and charm were magnetic. During times when I felt insecure or out of place, I'd sometimes talk about my father, hoping that his coolness might somehow reflect on me. At our house on Carnation Drive, I might eagerly show off his impressive collection of thousands of records and an equally vast number of CDs. If I was elsewhere, I might mention something about his time as a drummer, when his band opened for legendary rock groups. There was even a mystique about him owning a trucking company. These tales of his adventures and accomplishments often left people intrigued, and I looked up to him, hoping to be as admired as he was. Another reason I looked up to my dad was because his love for music was contagious, and he eagerly shared that passion with me. We spent countless hours listening to old and new music, whether it was in the car as he enthusiastically played the drums on his steering wheel, or simply lounging around our house. Music was at our forefront. He particularly enjoyed pointing out to me the Bo Diddley in every song he heard it in. After a while, I began to point out the beat to him in new songs I heard. The rhythm is named after the blues musician Bo Diddley, who popularized it in the 50s. The rhythm, with its origin in Africa, is widely used in popular music from the past, like Buddy Holly's Not Fade Away, No One to Run With by the Allman Brothers, to more even modern tunes like some from Rihanna. I share this rhythm with you because it epitomizes how much my father loved music. He enjoyed and embraced so many styles of music. His collection included everything from country to classical. My dad's trucking company was in the South Bronx. Boom! 50 Latin music CDs in his collection. I played him a Fish song in high school. Poof! He has 3 Fish albums. My mom and dad see Riverdance. A month later, 20 Irish step dancing CDs and DVDs appear in our family room. I believe that his love for so many different genres helped me learn the value of embracing the diverse backgrounds that fill our world. My dad also had a heart filled with love. When I was young, he would tell me, "I love you up to the sky past God," a phrase that became a cherished mantra in our family. As I grew older, a hug and a kiss on the cheek began all our encounters. My mom and dad generously helped me pursue my dreams as well. My educational journey through graduate school and was fully funded by them. And his love was constant and unwavering, and he often expressed how proud he was of his children and his grandchildren. I would hear from him about how impressed he was with Carter's knowledge of football, Nola's zest for life, or a hug from one of my daughters, Karina, Callie, or Sienna. Even in his final weeks, during our many hours of conversations in hospitals, he found time to again tell me, "You are such a good teacher." His words and actions made me feel unconditionally loved. One particular memory stands out. During my second week of freshman year at SUNY Albany, I was feeling homesick. One day that week, I heard a knock on the door and opened it to find my father standing there holding one of those old school mini igloo Kollarus. He had driven 2.5 hours to bring me my favorite sushi from Sakana, the Japanese restaurant we frequented. After a quick hug and a few minutes of chit-chat, he left, knowing that it would be better for me to spend time trying to make friends than spending time with him. Thank you, Dad, for that. It really meant the world. My pops taught me how to express love by touch. And he did it sometimes in unique ways. As Danielle talked about. He did love the traditional snuggle, but one of his affectionate quirks was grabbing earlobes between the pointer finger and middle finger, something he called the lobe tweak. But this gesture was not reserved. Reserved for just me. My dear friend Mike Lavia was the recipient of many a tweak. Even neighbors like Heather were regularly on the receiving end. Another memorable gesture reserved just for me, though, and Danielle, it seemed, was the no-look behind-the-back low five from the front seat of the car. During long rides, without turning his head, my dad would stretch his hand between the two front seats towards us in the back. And with his open palm facing upward, he would wait for Danielle or me to tap his finger with our own. He then would return his hand back to the front seat, still without saying anything. I felt like it was his way of saying, even when you're not hearing me say it, I'm thinking of you, and I'm here for you. In the final weeks of his life, my dad faced his health battles with courage and grace, keeping his cool and never losing his sense of humor. It became an important reminder about resilience and the power of a positive outlook for me. I want to take a moment, if I could, to thank some important people. My wife, Krista, has been my rock throughout these last couple of months. Her loving support was vital and so very appreciated. She took on extra responsibilities at home so that I could spend extra time with my dad. I also want to thank my father-in-law, Ralph, my mother-in-law, Joanne, my brother-in-law, Scott, who were always quick to lend a hand and watch the girls. Krista and I couldn't have managed things without you. My sister, Danielle, has been my partner in this journey, sharing responsibilities and providing much-needed support. I'm so fortunate to have such a close bond. I also want to thank her husband, Craig, my brother, for always being there for me. I'm incredibly lucky to have you in my life. Another thank you goes out to Pam, my dad's partner of almost 2 years. Pam, thank you for bringing so much joy into my father's life. I also want to thank my dad's friends, Linda, Herbie, Michael, and Carol, and Bonnie. Throughout my dad's life, you were incredibly caring towards him, and your support was extended to Danielle and me during Dad's illness, and we are forever grateful for that friendship. Lastly, I want to acknowledge some of Dad's family members, particularly his brother Curtis, his cousin Byron and Gerald, and his aunt Violetta. Their support meant a lot to my dad, and I am very appreciative of their kindness and love. So as we say goodbye to my dad, we hold on to the many beautiful memories we shared, his infectious laughter, his acceptance of people from all walks of life, and his boundless love will remain qualities I will continue to try to emulate in my life. On some level, I do believe my dad is with us today, reaching back from that metaphorical front car seat he's now sitting in, as a reminder that he's still here for me. Rest in peace, dear Pops.